ora koutou katoa, haere mai nau mai ki tēnei wahanga. Hello and welcome to Media 7. For the 33rd year, we're celebrating Maori Language Week, and on this program we're looking at the state of the reo and of a Maori perspective in the media, both niche and mainstream. Joining us on the panel tonight are Paula Maxwell, TVNZ's General Manager of Maori Programming, a post that virtually defines the phrase in the hot seat. Maori Television Head of Sales, Marketing and Communications, Sonia Haggie, who's been a key figure in the branding of that company. And Manu Taylor, the former Program Director of My FM, who helped take that station where iwi radio isn't supposed to go to the top of the Auckland radio ratings. Ngā mihi kia koutou katoa, thank you for joining us. Paula, if we could start with you. As I said, you are the man in the hot seat, and I sense that TVNZ's dual mandate weighs heavier on you than most people at TVNZ. You're making programs that don't fit easily into a commercial schedule. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, they're programs that work. We get a large audience, and that's the point of making the programs, is that they're good quality programs. Most of them have been running for over 20 years. And they attract a large audience.
Now, there's something new happening this year, isn't there? Two mass-market programs are being subtitled in Maori this week for one episode each, Shortland Street and Country Calendar. What's the idea there? Is it more than a gesture? Is that going somewhere?
Well, about 8 months ago, TVNZ worked on its Maori strategy. And part of that strategy was to bring Maori programmings into the core of programming. And that's why we've got a new Maori Commissioner, for example. And it's also why we've got other programs in other parts of the schedule.
Was there a sense that you had to raise your game?
Well, you know, for a long time, Maori programming needed to be addressed at Television New Zealand. It tended to sit in a little corner. And, finally it's kind of been brought into the core of the business and also the core of programming. So I sincerely believe that that's the wish of Rick and my direct boss, Jeff Latch, and that's the reason I'm there.
Now, I mentioned Shortland Street before, and I don't know whether this was planned or what, but something fairly special happened in the plot of that this week. We had Scotty, a Maori who has become distant from his culture, standing up unexpectedly at his wedding and delivering a mihi. It was actually quite moving. I thought that worked really well. Yeah,
well, they've been having Maori storylines for quite a while on Shortland Street. I mean, I think that, South Pacific Pictures have been addressing a New Zealand audience for a long time, and again, we saw it. It was possibly coincidental during Maori Language Week.
Oh, so it was a coincidence? Because
well, I'm not sure, really well. But I'm not really across that. But all I know is that Shortland Street has been addressing Maori storylines and Maori characters for quite a while.
Sonia, you've also we talked to some media planners about what you're doing at Maori Television, and they had some praise for you, and also noted that the program that rates the best for you is Code, the sports show. Is that a way in for viewers to Maori television?
Absolutely. That programs like Code are very much part of the audience acquisition strategy for us. We know that preaching to the converted is going to be a waste of time if we want to promote the language and culture to all New Zealanders. So we come up with programs that we think will bring new audiences into us. Anzac Day is a perfect example of that strategy, where we've been able to bring a lot of people who wouldn't normally think about having a look at Māori television. They come into us. While they're with us, we promote heavily to them other programs that we think they might like, so that they'll come back.
Do you think that Anzac Day programming is Māori television's best achievement so far? Because it's certainly the one that's reached the most people.
It's our best achievement in terms of demonstrating to New Zealand that we have some value to offer and we have a contribution to make. It's been very, very successful for us. We're very committed to it because it feels like the right sort of program that Māori television should be making. But it's also very much a way for us to deliver a Māori perspective on specific issues, to put some language and some culture in front of all New Zealanders.
Now, Manu, we were talking about reach there. I think My FM, when it started, it reached a mass market. It was an iwi station. Was the intention right from the beginning to do what you did with that?
The intention right from the beginning is to be inclusive, is to have everybody involved all the time, and the assimilation of what is Maori happens because you have people. The difficulty is when you don't have an audience, you don't have anything to promote or to sell to anybody involved. And the thing about mai has always been the fact that everybody could be involved in the whānau and involved in the family and not feel like it was anything foreign or strange. It just was being with mai, and the message gets across by just living with the medium. Radio is one of those strange media that is on all the time as well, so it's pervasive. It's in the car when you go to school, it's lunchtime, it's when they're at home, it's when they're doing the homework. So the absorption of the language is just part of being there.
Were there compromises that had to be made? Did you think in terms of making compromises in order to reach that wider audience?
Well, the compromises that are made is that you cannot have your absolute straight away. It's very, very difficult to have every single New Zealand artist, every single Maori artist at that time being represented with what the audience perceives as being their own, which might come from somewhere else. And those compromises to me were valid in as much as you could always have as much audience as you can generate in order to work with them. If you don't have anybody, you've got nothing, generally.
And I actually thought one thing you achieved, which is maybe absent often from Maori broadcasting, is that you got young people involved.
Well, we've got them. The audience were our on-air staff. The audience, the average age when I started was around 18. That was for all staff, including all management. And it's those young people which then have all gone to MTS, as we know. They're on at TVNZ. A lot of staff have come through mai, and the promo staff, Stacey, whatever, and developed into great, great broadcasters. And it's that whole facility of ease of radio, the fact that they can be themselves first before they're scripted, that's really, really important, developing talent. And that's the thing that radio particularly offers, is that freedom. It's an open space, it's this long, they end up saying what they want, and they're out of there.
Paolo, you're employing some of these young people now. Are they different people from the ones who were coming into television, say, 10, 15 years ago? Some of them will have been to kohanga. Are they coming in with a different attitude towards what they're doing?
Well, we've had graduates from kura and kohanga for quite a while. I mean, kohanga started in 81, so, they're kind of, the ones that we're currently employing are kind of like another generation even of kohanga, kura graduates. But, the best thing about them is that they're all confident in Maori. They're confident in a non-Maori world as well. And, I really admire them. We launched Maori Language Week at TVNZ yesterday. And one of the activities was Ngā Tūmanako performed in the atrium. And, full of bright, intelligent, bilingual young people, 5 of them of whom were working for TVNZ.
Well, we're going to go to a break now, but when we come back, Simon Pound discovered, in fact, that the young people of all stripes are, in fact, the most confident with the Maori language.